Hello and welcome back here on stage to our World of Warcraft Arena World Championship. We are about to head into the second semi-finals. The first one really already showed us what a good pace we're having here on stage. It was absolutely incredible. We saw an amazing comeback from Skill Cap. So once more, let's bring up the brackets to see where we're standing right now and what we can expect from the day. Skill Cap did just advance into the finals, and now it's going to be Bleached Bones going up against 3 Amigos. So I think this game is going to be pretty darn intense too. Now let's see where we're here. I see a lot of 3 Amigos signs. So where are the 3 Amigos fans? All right. Okay, there's plenty of you, as I can see. Where are the guys for Bleached Bones? Really? Oh, come on. Well, let's see, maybe after the first game you will be convinced otherwise. So I would say we should get the teams on stage. So please, a big applause for Bleached Bones from Europe. And they will be going up against 3 Amigos. All right, let's talk to the guys from Bleached Bones first. You also had a day rest yesterday. Did you come to the venue anyway and watch the matches to maybe see what Skill Cap is doing?
Yeah, we were. It was amazing games, and we were watching all of it.
All right. So you guys had some really, really great matches yesterday already, and now you're here going up against Bleached Bones. A lot of people feel that your comp might have a little bit of trouble. I know that the guys from Bleached Bones probably expect you also to maybe go for a switch. Maybe we see Windwalker. I just gonna assume you don't want to give anything away, but maybe give us a little bit of an insight how you prepared for Bleached Bones.
I'm going to play Windwalker Monk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he does give it away. Well, we all can't wait to get that game going. So, guys, thanks a lot for joining me. Good luck to both of those teams. This is all or nothing. This is for the finals. So now we're going to head into a very quick video and then throw it over to our casters.
Positioning of each of the players in an arena is important, as different spells and abilities have different ranges, and most require a clear line of sight to their target. You'll often notice players retreating to defensive positions near pillars or other obstacles in the arena. This allows them to break line of sight from enemy casters and pull enemy melee characters into positions where they may be out of line of sight from their healers or other team members. For more examples of team compositions and strategies, visit worldofwarcraft.com and navigate over to the arena forums.
Hello and welcome back to BlizzCon 2014. We are here live in Anaheim, California. I'm Azale, joined as always by my good buddy, it's VHell. And oh my God, those last games, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're just tuning in, go watch the VODs.
Yeah.
That may have been the greatest WoW match ever.
It was insane. I mean, it's like, oh God, it was ridiculous, dude. I don't know, man. But anyway, we are going to be moving into the next semifinals. It is going to be 3 Amigos, the big fan favorites, and they're going to be going up against Bleached Bones. And one European team has fallen, so we already... oh, no, by mistake. Well, one European has team fallen, but anyway. We have one European team in the finals, and now we're going to find out if it's going to be an all-European affair or if North America is going to be able to make it on. And, Venruki making the announcement, he's going to play Windwalker.
We get to see Venfuki, and if anyone is a big Venruki fan, you can tune in. Most of the time he plays Mage, but he'll throw in that high-level Windwalker play. I'm really glad that people started picking up Windwalker for tournament play. Late into the expansion, their burst is scary.
Yeah, dude, he's sick good at it too. People, I think, underestimate him a lot. He's been playing it for a long time now. I'm liking the hat there on Laguna. That's going to be the guy closest to us. He's going to be playing the Warlock. We are going to see Laser Chicken on the Druid. And Looney, of course, going to be playing the Shaman, and you know, definitely an excellent team. There's some fun guys as well, and I mean, they're going to be looking to try to take this series, but I think this is definitely a match they would have liked to avoid. This is probably a team that's really going to be a tough matchup for them, I think. And as Windwalker, Warlock, Shaman is so tough, I think, for LSD2. One of the biggest problems is, you know, this team relies so much on spread pressure, but Windwalker monks can actually maintain very well with just their own self heals. So it allows Sidu to just really kind of focus on healing himself, focus on healing Snuts, and he doesn't really have to worry about Venruki as much. So here we go for 3 Amigos. It's going to be Snuts in the middle there on the Warlock. It's going to be Sidu on the far end playing the Shaman, and it's going to be Venruki on the Mage. But in this series, very likely going to be holding it down on the Windwalker.
Oh, of course, and you know, one of the things to note about Windwalkers, especially heading into dampening, is that the healing elixirs is so big if he chooses to play that, but he'll probably be playing that diffuse magic, which especially when you know it's going to be a long game, that cooldown just keeps coming up over and over and over, and just being able to reflect all his dots back onto the target.
Yeah, I mean, with She-Wave, there's a lot of different little self-heals they have, you know, healing orbs as well, you know, expel harm. There's just a ton of different things that they do have to kind of get those self-heals going. And also, I mean, you can do the images. I think it's Earth, Wind, Fire, it's called, where you split
Storm, Earth, and Fire, yeah.
Storm, Earth, Fire, okay. So
well, the big thing to note is that they will spread your Mortal Strike, and
exactly,
that's huge.
Yeah, so for this comp going into dampening, you can actually have Mortal Strike on all 3 targets, and if it wasn't already hard enough to heal through dampening with dots and spread pressure, it's pretty much impossible when you have Mortal Strike up everywhere. But yeah, the biggest thing about this composition against the LSD2 is how well Venruki is going to be able to maintain on his monk. But you know, these guys aren't going to go down without a fight, and we will see if this is going to be the case. And maybe Venruki was playing some mind games, who knows? But it is going to be Venfuki human. He's going to be playing the Windwalker, and we are going to be going on into game 1 here of our second semifinals. Yep. And I guess, you know, there's no headphone sound canceling enough to stop that. I mean, those guys heard the cheers. They appreciate the support. It is Bleached Bones going up against 3 Amigos here. Game 1, it's going to be on the Grand Arena. Laguna going to be playing the Warlock. Looney on the Shaman. Laser Chicken will be your Moonkin. And they're going up against Venruki playing the Windwalker Monk. Snuts on Warlock, and Sidu playing the Shaman. The gates are about to start. Let's get it going.
All right, right at the start, we are going to be following Venfuki. We got to see this monk play come out right from the start. Going to drop his port down, even toss the spheres down to make sure that he has a safe port back to it, and see if he's going to initiate right away. I like that, you know, immediately using the flowers, trying to get the chi flowing already to stack up those. Look at that, 9 Tiger Eye Brews right from the start.
Yep, and Venruki, if you're not familiar with him, he has been playing monk pretty much since the start of the expansion. He's been playing it for a really long time now, so definitely this is not some last-minute panic thing. You know, this is something that they have been planning for a long time, and he's going to gate right in there. They want to get aggressive. They're going to be going hard onto Looney here, but a nice clone comes out from Laser Chicken immediately. Sidu caught into the Shadow Fury. Now Snuts going to be CS. Demon Soul active for Snuts. They want to get hard onto Looney, who has already popped Archer's Grace immediately, feeling the pressure. Venfuki, though, just going to get right over onto Looney once again. And look at the HP, though, on Venruki. Venruki down pretty low here, down to 200k. Snuts is low as well. Looney's in a lot of trouble. The Death Coil comes out. Sidu just sitting through this. Karma has been popped by Venruki, so prioritizing that trinket from Sidu. But look at Looney. He may actually be going down pretty soon here if he gets stunned again. He's down to 200k. He has to be careful of touch of death. He's going to try to get out of there. Clone comes in. Venruki's going to Flying Serpent Kick across the map right back onto him. You cannot run from Windwalker Monk, and there's no one there for the link. So he's in a lot of trouble, but he does land a massive crit there with the Ascendance. Gets topped right back off.
As you see, Venfuki down to half, no trinket available, back up to 8 stacks already, but Sidu is in that stun right now, followed by a Shadow Fury on top, which was DR'd, which forces the Ascendance with the Tremored Fear, with a follow-up Fear too. Sidu just doing a great job right now trying to stay, but look at that, he now has the Hex and he's sitting it with the trinket up.
Yeah, and I mean, Snuts is in some trouble. They're probably going to have to see the heals come out here. Triple Howl does land. There's no Tremor available. Snuts may go down. The link has to be dropped, and 3 Amigos falling way behind right now. Sidu maybe being too greedy with his cooldowns. May want to try to start spending some of those to pick them right back up. Venruki, though, getting aggressive on Laguna. Look at his burst coming in. He could be in touch of death range pretty soon. The bargain has to come out there from Laguna. So does heals. That is the Dark Bargain as well, being used by him. So much being spent there defensively by Laguna, and he could be in a lot of trouble if they do get back onto him. Venruki just going to gate out of there, wants to heal up on the other side of the map. I imagine the rest of his team is going to be coming with him. And I mean, the damage is going to be slowing down a bit from Laser Chicken. His Heart of the Wild has expired. Healing going to be slowing down as well, but still, you know, definitely doing very well is Bleached Bones.
Yeah, as you see Venruki trying to stack up what he can as the Port Fear comes in, as it is going to howl the entire team of 3 Amigos. They really need to turn it around right now. So Windwalk Totem and the Tiger Celeste is popped down with a clone on his Snuts, with a Dispel on his Sea-Doo. Venruki might be in trouble right here, as he is going to just use Fist of Fury just for the stun itself, but not too much damage coming out from 3 Amigos. I think Snuts' dot pressure this match is completely different. I don't see him doing the massive damage that we expect him to.
Yeah, no, Venruki starting to use those images, though. He does have Karma back up. And, you know, his cooldowns are coming back up, so they are pretty short for that Windwalker Monk. You have to be getting through them pretty quickly if you want to be able to take him out. And I mean, Sea-Doo, you know, he is letting his team get kind of low, but he's holding on to his cooldowns. He's up at full mana. He's going to be put into the bash. Doesn't have the PvP trinket, so they could actually be in a lot of trouble here. We have to see the Karma come out there from Venruki. Will they be able to break through that? Laguna in some trouble, though, into the Death Coil. He could be in some danger, so Looney's going to have to actually trinket and drop the link there, as he knew he was getting close to the touch of death range, and with no bargain, you cannot take the risk. Sea-Doo now going to be popping Spirit Walker's Grace, wants to get his team top right back off. Here comes Venfuki, he's trying to get right over onto Looney. Flying Serpent Kick into the roll, and now up goes that Rising Sun Kick. Venruki's just trying to do a lot of damage, keeping the pressure up onto Looney. He's going to make it very hard for him. A full channel Fist of Fury. Will a coil come out after that? Not just yet. Looks like Venruki's going to be able to get that in-cap over onto Laser Chicken. And Looney, you know, handling this pressure quite well so far.
Yeah, he is. Not too much offensive pressure out of Venfuki because he was not sitting on any stacks. There we go. Now he's going to use the Diffuse plus the Tiger Eye Brew stacks on double trinket, as he is going to have to port away during that. So that's pretty unfortunate onslaught. But look, the Moonkin is going to push him.
He's in trouble. They go down, actually. He has no touch. And wow, a big trinket came out from Laser Chicken there, trying to finish off Venfuki. The last stand just in time. The Expel Harm not able to keep him up, and so close there to dying. And Snuts is in trouble. Snuts has to tap. He's going to have to use the heals, as he knows he needs that mana. Sea-Doo's sitting at 100% mana, but has not been able to put it out. His time is now to just be inefficient. He needs to get his team top back off, and he needs to do it very fast, but he's getting shut down hard by Bleached Bones, who has just been doing a masterful job controlling Sea-Doo, and this could be big trouble for Snuts, as Snuts is down dangerously low, 100k. This could be it for Snuts. He's down extremely low. Sea-Doo desperately trying to pick him back up, has the Ascendance pop. It looks like he's going to be able to land enough heals. They will survive for now, but Bleached Bones is just doing amazing. Laguna and Laser Chicken really manipulating the game well.
They are. They're forcing Venruki just to play so defensive. I mean, we saw him use his stacks and then run away with double trinket up. So they're really, and now that we're going into dampening, like, it is a scary point when your healer can't keep up with the Windwalker damage, but then you're facing a LSD2 into deep dampening. Like, it's scary for both teams.
Yeah, it definitely is. In comes the Howl there from Laguna, who has just been doing an amazing job keeping these dots spread around. Full Howl, though, over onto Looney. He's going to tremor that one a little bit late as it does come off cooldown. Snuts taking some pressure once again here. Sea-Doo has stabilized his team somewhat, but out comes the Starfall. CS and Incap overlapped onto Looney. Laguna taking some damage, with Venruki taking the worst end of the exchange as the clone comes out from Laser Chicken. Hex to follow that up. I believe it was an NS Hex onto Venruki, onto Sea-Doo, as Venruki has to use his Touch of Karma once again here. Sea-Doo's getting controlled so hard into the Incap, into the stun. Venruki could be going down here. We'll see. He's putting out the Fist of Fury. Snuts in trouble as well. No more touch for Venruki. He's trying to get out of there. Snuts is down to 100k. Will he be able to survive? Another Shadow Fury onto Sea-Doo. He's just not even been able to play at all. Great CC here from Bleached Bones. Sea-Doo drops the link. Battlemaster comes out. Healthstone's used by everyone. They're trying to pop themselves back off. Sea-Doo now popping the Spirit Walker's Grace, really struggling to deal with this pressure, but Looney's in some danger as well. Gonna have to pop the Ascendance. He's trying to get out of there, but then Fuki's on the back of him, and the Howler Terror comes out onto Laguna. He's not gonna be able to dispel that. Into the Hex he goes. Dispelled immediately, though, by Laser Chicken, who has just been playing amazingly well.
Sea-Doo is sitting in a bash right now. Venruki really far away from his team. Sea-Doo really needs to make his way over, as you can see. Venruki playing, pretty offensive, kind of risking it, because Looney getting him down to
a big run Hex there. He goes offensive with his Spirit Walker's Grace Hex onto Sea-Doo while he's being trained. Will it pay off, or is it too risky? Looney taking a lot of damage. Venruki has to use the Diffuse there. A clone to follow that up from Laser Chicken, always there with that follow-up CC onto Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo drops the grounding, trying to stay out of CC, but Looney is just getting trained into the ground as dampening is up to 10%. The coil comes out. Looney is just getting so low on mana. He's in a lot of trouble here. Venfuki gets cloned off by Laser Chicken, though. Full fear onto Sea-Doo off of that trinket, and Venfuki could be in some trouble. Looney down so low, and mana is the real problem for him. If Venruki can get back to him, it could be the game. Laser Chicken now going to be swapped to. Into the leg sweep he goes. Venruki right back onto Looney, though. He is so They need to push Venfuki back, but they're not able to do it. Sea-Doo with the Dispel on the UA. He's going to be keeping him safe. Snuts is pretty low, though. He's as well. Has to pop the heals to stay off defensive. Looney going to be put into a triple howl. Beautiful play there by Snuts. It's going to be trinketed by Laguna. He knows he needs to get the pressure out. CS over onto Snuts. Sidu's still sitting high on mana, but he's low on HP. In comes the gateway there from Looney, but the gateway is available for Venriki as well. A nice clone going to prevent that from Laser Chicken as he pops the Heart of the Wild Tranquility. They're going to stabilize.
Yeah, Heart's been up for a little while there, but you can also see not only is Looney getting the rejuve from the Heart, he's also getting it from the Warlock too. So they're really putting everything into healing up their Shaman. But look at Laguna taking so much damage.
Yeah, and there's the bargain coming out. It was an in-cap over onto Looney that made that happen. But Looney has got some mana back, so if they can keep this up, they are looking pretty good. We see a beautiful clone over onto Sidu once again. He's just been getting controlled so hard by Laser Chicken, and we see the dampening is up. We see Starfall has been popped, but Looney's in trouble. If he can survive here, maybe they can make something happen. Sidu into the bash. Laser Chicken doing a fantastic job, but can his Shaman actually survive? In-cap over onto Laser Chicken. Looney may go down. He gets killed. 3 Amigos gonna take the first game, but it was not easy. It was not easy by any means, and I think the link was available there for Looney. He just couldn't get it off.
Yeah, Laser blinked in.
Yeah,
he tried everything, but he just wasn't able to. Venriki doing a great job. That match is scary for a Windwalk. We saw every time he pushed up with his timers up, he was either tossed into a clone or just had to play defensive because his team was just falling behind at that point.
Yeah, I mean, Sidu was just getting, I don't think I've ever seen him be controlled so well by a team. Laser Chicken, Laguna, and Looney were just playing so well with the crowd control onto Sidu, putting him behind constantly throughout that game. I mean, Looney, he was at 200K. He just comes out of a death coil with Venriki on the back of him, and he goes for a Spearwalker's Grace Hex on Sidu. I mean, that takes some balls, and he did pull it off, and they got very close to a victory there. And I think, had they been able to get the link off, had they been able to survive a little bit, they may have been able to take that game, but it just, wasn't to be. And the burst coming out of Venriki there at the end was absolutely massive, pumping out a ton of damage that game on the Monk, and we do have a replay of those final moments.
And I mean, there's already CC up onto Sidu, and this is when the Heart is just going to fall from Laser. And watch right at the end, when Looney falls, you can see Laser just shows up a split second too late.
Yeah, and I mean, this is one of those situations sometimes where you just have to press link early. And did he actually get caught with that CS? He was actually silenced at the end there, so he wouldn't have been able to link anyway. But, it's one of those things where it's a desperation situation, and sometimes it's actually better, instead of waiting for your teammate to get there, to just press link and say get in. You know, and I mean, that can be risky too, and it can look bad if they do just kill it off before your teammates get in. But in that kind of a situation, there's so many little CCs. I mean, it could have been a spear hand strike, could be the CS, could be a DR stun, but there's so many things available to stop him from dropping the link that if you get that low, you just have to press the button, because I mean, if you get to touch of death range, the game is over. There is no living through touch of death. And that's something you have to be very, very careful of, because you only have like 90% HP against the Monk. You don't have that last 10%. You're just gone.
Right, and even the times when you want to try to hold on to your Battle Master Trinket, which is what he was doing, but he's using that preemptively to try to stay out of that touch of death range. So that was a great job. Great to see Venriki is rocking it on the Monk, but this LSD2 deals a scary amount of damage. And even at the beginning, it seemed like Snuts just wasn't able to keep up with his dot pressure. Yeah,
I mean, he did get a lot of damage out. He did a good job, but it was just, I really think the difference was just how much CC was on Sidu. They just did such a good job controlling Sidu, putting him behind nonstop. And I mean, it was like, at one point in the game, they were all low, and Sidu was literally at 100% mana, but it wasn't because he wasn't casting. It was because they were just interrupting everything and CCing him so heavily. And they just did such a good job with that you can't really talk enough about it, because this is definitely a match that is supposed to be very heavily favored for the Windwalker Monk, and they made that look so tough. And the Grand Arena is not like some map that's heavily LSD2 favored, and they're still going to have to get through things like Blade's Edge and Sewers, ones where the knockoffs are going to be more important. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes for them. But at the same time, one of the best things about the Monk is the mobility is just out of control. So, even if you knock him off, he can port back up. Even if you gateway away, he can either gate after you or just flying serpent kick.
Yeah.
I mean, he has rolls. He has so many ways to catch up. He has, he has the freedom sprint. He has in-cap to even catch back up if he needs to. So it's just like, it's almost impossible to kite against the Monk. And I think that what Looney did was actually so smart, just basically standing in the middle of the map for the most part, allowing them to get that much pressure out. Because the thing is, if you just try to sit there and pillar, all you're going to really accomplish is pillaring your own team, because the Monk is not going to get off you. He's going to be able to stay on the back of the Shaman as long as he wants to. And pulling him constantly through the middle was really what allowed them to ramp up that pressure. It put Sidu in bad spots, allowed them to get the CC. So So even though some people might be sitting there saying, oh, that's pretty silly, you know, why is a shaman in the middle of the map? It was actually really intelligent with this comp in this matchup.
Yep, and we're not going to see any changes out of both teams. We are going to be going into Tolvaron Arena, which was Bleached Bones' pick for their map. So this is going to be probably a little harder for Venruki to stay on his target. You know, having this spread gigantic map that we'll probably see Bleached Bones do a lot of switching pillars where they're posted up, which is going to be tough for Venruki to follow most of the time. And the big thing is, you know, we really got to see Snuts moving those gateways constantly to keep up with the enemy team. Because as long as it's not too much of a deal for Venruki, because of course Flying Serpent Kick can go pillar to pillar. But
Peter needs to be able to get to him.
Yes, exactly.
Yep, and I am excited to actually watch Laserchick in this game. I feel like he's such an unknown player compared to some of these other guys, and he's just playing so amazingly throughout the qualifiers, throughout last weekend, and today as well. I mean, in that first game, he really has never failed to impress. I think he's just absolutely incredible on the Moon King class. Seems to be getting out CC more than almost anyone while keeping up the damage, and just I'm very, very impressed with his play.
Yeah, he is, and he lines up his offensive cooldowns with Laguna very well, waiting for double trinkets on Laguna, you know, laser popping even his racial to get out that extra bit of haste on his dots. So he's been doing a great job, and you know, look at him just sit back and wait for the opportune time to start.
Yeah, I mean, he likes to pretty much start it off with Starfall every single game, so I think he's just waiting for that right time. Like you said, both, you know, teams kind of dispelling dots back and forth, but this is allowing Venruki to build up those stacks. I mean, he's up at 8 stacks already, and now it looks like Laserchicken says it is time. He's going to come out, treants are going to be popped, beam goes down immediately there, and out comes the Starfall as is usual, and he's going to be starting it off, you know, with a lot of single target pressure, trying to get it going onto Venruki. As the haunt goes up, everything comes out onto him. Laguna the one taking most of the damage right now, though, from Amigos.
And his clone onto Sea-Doo right there, as you can see with the Starfall ticking on everyone. Venruki already having Karma, but look at the damage onto Laguna, having to use the healing cooldowns plus Dark Bargain pretty early.
Yeah, I mean, that Karma really kind of was an offensive Karma. I mean, he was fully dotted up with 2 rows of dots, that plus the damage they were putting out. Laguna had no choice but to blow those cooldowns, and he was wise to do it, otherwise he would have gone down. Venruki, though, could be in a little bit of trouble as a result of using those early cooldowns. We'll see if it comes into play. Sea-Doo, you know, sitting pretty on mana, but has been just dispelling off those dots nonstop. A clone does come in there onto Snuts. Sea-Doo once again dispels the full dots off of Venruki. Wrath's now coming out. Star Surge proc comes out there from Laserchicken, looking for the clone on Sea-Doo. He will land it, and he's just been able to seem to get the CC on Sea-Doo almost at will. Venruki getting pretty low here. His Karma's going to be up in a minute. He will have Diffuse if he does need it, and now a Hex onto Sea-Doo. The CC is just not ending. Now comes the Shadow Fury out on that Diffuse, so they redot him up right after. If they can continue CCing Sea-Doo, but they can't. The stacks have been popped. Sea-Doo cleans the dots once again, and then Fuki should be fine.
Yeah, as he's going to do a lot of damage for Laguna, whose Dark Bargain is going to be down. Now, one of the things, wow, look at Laguna getting so low right there as he does part the Dark Soul, trying to get those dots out. But look, Sea-Doo's doing just such a great job of keeping his team clean.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure seems much more heavily in the favor of skill cap, Three Amigos this game. Snuts getting pretty low, though, now. He's down to below half, and there's another UA dispel. Now the dot swapped over onto Sea-Doo with that. Fortifying Brew was popped by Venruki. That is that last stand, so he has worked through most of his cooldowns, but touches up in 10 seconds. Snuts in a lot of trouble, though, down about 300k. A triple Shadow Fury comes in from Laguna. Well played by him. So the Heart of the Wild's up from Laserchicken. He wants to get aggressive. Now Sea-Doo has to trinket. Everyone getting very low here from Three Amigos. Sea-Doo dispels the UA, but was this the right choice in this situation? It looks like it will work out, but can they get the follow-up CC? Not just yet. Snuts' heals are going to be coming up soon, but Starfall is available pretty quickly as well. Laguna down so low, though, he may get touched enough. He gets posted down. The link is too late, and out of nowhere, Venruki double trinket stacks come up, and he just gets rocked by the monk.
Yep, and that was great. Venruki chased when Laguna was trying to port away, just doing a great job of using that mobility to stay on his target. What a match.
Yeah, and I mean,
that seemed much different than the first one.
Yeah, I mean, that's more what I was expecting, honestly, out of this series. The Windwalker monk, it just puts out so much pressure. And,
oh, look at the damage difference.
Yeah, I mean, Laguna is putting out a ton of damage, man. He's doing very well with that, but yeah, Venruki really...
and Snuts, I mean, they each did more damage than the entire enemy team.
Well, no, Laguna did almost 5 million. Snuts did 4, Venruki did 3. So, you know, Laserchicken did get out damage, but not by a lot. And I mean, Laguna was the one putting out the most pressure, but still, it's just the burst in the final moments. Hopefully, we will have a replay of that. I'd like to see exactly how much he did. If we could see that, would be great. But I mean, just the burst that can come out from the Monk at the end is amazing. And we do have a replay, so we can watch once again that last few seconds. And, you know, it's 2 games in a row. Looney hasn't been able to get off the link, and it's key.
All right, we'll jump into the replay. There we go. As you can see, Venruki, but watch Laguna's health just spike down so very quickly.
Yeah, but I mean, this looks so bad for 3 Amigos. Look at all their health across the board. Sidu in the bash, falling far behind. You know, at this time, the triple Shadow Fear comes in. I'm like, wow, Bleachbones is way ahead right now. You know, Looney even gonna get that full hex onto Sidu. That cost him his trinket. And then now, here comes the pressure. It's gonna swap around onto Laguna. Laguna, you can see him in the background just getting soloed actually by Venruki. The leg sweep did come out there. And here he does gate right over. Laguna is so low though, and Venruki just gets that rising sun kick right at the end and is able to finish him off.
Yeah, it's a great job by Venruki, not, you know, setting up that kill, but Sidu just doing such a great job of, again, it's, you know, as a healer myself, seeing all those life bars so low is just such a panic moment for me. Like, as a resto shaman, you know, you don't have the blanket hots, you know, you don't have anything like that. You really got to use like a cooldown to try to pick your team back up. But wow, just does such a great job of, you know, under pressure, just staying alive. Yeah, I mean, you know, he really is very good at rolling the riptides on everyone. You know, he constantly is keeping those up, constantly dispelling, you know, the dots off and keeping the healing streams down and stuff. And that's a good poster. But I mean, it's a tough matchup for Bleachbones. And the first game looked amazing for them. It was very, very close. But the second one looked pretty commanding from 3 Amigos. And can they really win 3 straight against this team in this matchup? It's going to be so hard for them, and it's I don't know, man. I just don't know what they can do. They just need to play like they did in the first game. Yeah. I think it looked like a completely different team first to second. You know, Bleachbone really needs to come out strong, needs to use those cooldowns early to force things out of Sidu. The crowd control was a lot better on Nagrand than Tolveron. I think that the team got split up a lot. You know, there's a lot of things that really forced the loss out of Bleachbones. You know, having that shaman chasing him the entire time on the first match, you know, really played well for the team of Bleachbones. So the fact that 3 Amigos switched it up and was able to go back and forth onto both the Moonkin and the Warlock, just DPSing him straight through his healing cooldowns, through his Dark Bargain, forcing so much stuff out of him. But their choice is going to be Runes of Lordaeron for what could be the deciding round for this match. Bleachbones facing elimination, down 2-0 right now. Oh man, and I don't know. Runes of Lordaeron is going to be a very aggressive map. But at the same time, you know, are they going to be able to keep their shaman alive? I mean, we saw that they love to go on shamans, and this is the healer trained map. So it is. Looney has got to be a little bit scared. Yeah, and look how far back he's playing. Yes, that's it. And you can see the placement of the portals. They know that they are going to have to play super defensive, being able to pull back. But look at this, Venruki using both of his rolls to try to get onto Looney, who is going to port out to the center, double Howl onto both Laguna and Laser at that point. But you see the Storm Within Fire at that point. Yeah. He's really trying to spread all the damage around as dots are coming out, empowered dots, plus Heart of the Wild already out of Laser. Yeah, and it's going to be the Train the Blue strat. I mean, look at the pressure already on Looney. Where does he go? Into the coil out of the stun. And I mean, he gets a big heal there from Laser. He's going to top him right back off, but still, this pressure is not going to end, and that's the problem. You know, he's just going to get rode into the ground here, I feel, unless they can really force them back, and so far they're doing a good job of it. I mean, Snuts is taking a lot of damage, so is Venruki, but there's the offensive karma coming out. He's going to be cloned up on that. There comes the trinket. He wants to keep this damage rolling as best as he possibly can. Laser Chicken still has that hard active, but not for too much longer. Looney, you know, doing a great job maintaining so far, but as I said, you know, Venruki's just going to stick on the back of him the whole game pretty much and just try to ride him into the ground. Out comes the Fist of Fury. It is single target, so he's getting a lot of damage out with that. Down to half HP there is Looney. Venruki, though, pulling back as Sidu gets put into the clone. Going to be a dangerous situation here. Out comes the Diffuse. A full hex onto Sidu. Sidu may have to blow his trinket, but no. Venruki backline the pillar. They feel like they're safe to sit through this. But still, Sidu into the root. The beam comes out as well. Snuts down low. Venruki down low. He may go down here. He's got to be careful. We have to see if they can pick him back up. Sidu decides to go for the Ueda spell with everyone at 200k. Pretty dangerous stuff, but Laguna is into the Fist of Fury. Healing Tide going to come out from Sidu, and they should be able to stabilize. Yeah, there's a great stun onto Laser, which was trinketed instantly, really trying to score the kill onto Venruki because they saw the entire team so low. Double trinket with the stacks fading from Venruki, so he wasn't able to do much out of it, but look at him chase the Shaman just non-stop in this match. Cap Totem is dropped, Venruki dodges it a bit, and again, Sea-Doo just cleaning off all those dots. It seems like the UA Dispel is on him more than it's not.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see it's just so hard for him to get away. He uses the gateway, but he decides better of that, goes right back to the room. I think, they just want to have Venruki out in the middle, and he is getting pretty low. Full clone over onto Sea-Doo, but the touch is going to be up in 15. He's popped the Fortifying Brew. He's going to need to get out of there, though. This is a little bit of a risky spot. He's going to pop the stacks, though. He's going hard on Looney. Looney has no trinket available. There's the Fist of Fury coming out. Karma up in 4 seconds for Venruki, but he's into the Howl of Terror. Sea-Doo needs to do some big healing here, but he's put into the fear. Venruki could be in trouble. Karma's back up now, though. He's going to use the Karma offensively, and Looney's going to be in big trouble. Looney's going to be taking so much damage from that beautiful clone, though, from Laser. The Hex comes over onto Sea-Doo on his trinket. Venruki may go down into this. Can they time the Starfire to come out? He's down so low, but the Link does come down in time. He's going to get healed up, and oh, wow, that was very, very close. But Venruki does survive, and Looney, in a lot of trouble now. What does he really have left as Venruki does get right back onto him?
Yeah, as Venruki's going to stick onto him. He's got the Tiger Eye brew out, the really long-range Fist of Fury, as Looney gets dangerously low with that huge NS crit.
Yeah, he does, and I believe Looney still has his link, so he's got to use the link earlier this time, but Snut's getting low as well. He's down to 200k. Triple Howl comes out. Nicely played by Laguna. Sea-Doo gonna have to sit through this. Venruki getting low again here. Does have to pop the defuse. Snut's in some trouble also. Sea-Doo's gonna be rehowled. There comes the clone. Beautiful CC from Bleached Bones. They may be able to finish off Venruki. He's down to 100k. If they have any follow-up, this could be it. But he's healing himself up. Those Mug self-heals coming in huge. Full Hex does come out, and that could be it, but no. Venruki is just healing himself through it. He just doesn't even care.
Wow, able to run back to Sea-Doo's protection behind the pillar. He hasn't even been using his port a lot to get away. He's just been using his mobility as the option.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the man on Looney really starting to hurt. This is, one of the biggest reasons that training the Shaman is so effective. He has to heal through that Mortal Strike. He can't keep the water shield up, and Sea-Doo, has the luxury of always having it up, of being efficient. You can't go for those healing waves with a monk on you. And in comes Venruki once again. He's going to pop the stacks. The trinkets go up as well. And out comes the leg sweep, I do believe there. No, it's just a rushing Jade Wind. Venruki, though, going to be cloned up there by Laser, and Laser doing a good job healing for a Shaman as best he can. They're going to be putting the pressure right back onto Venruki. He has his diffuse up available, I do believe, but Venruki may go down. Out comes the Karma. The Soul Drain is going through it. They're trying to just break this. Sea-Doo's caught into the Hex. Out comes the clone. Venruki trying to get out of there. Will he be able to stay alive? We do see that Karma doing so much damage to Looney. Looney's actually the one dying here. Looney actually going to have his Nature's Guardian proc from that. Venruki is sitting at 100k, but he's going to be able to heal himself up. That touch, the Chi Wave is just bouncing back and forth. Looney at 10k mana. Venruki survives. Still more CC out on Sea-Doo the bash, but he just sits through it, knowing that Venruki can just heal through this. These Monk self-heals are just out of control. Looney, though, this is key. He's getting a drink here. He needs this big time. Laser, if he can survive for a while, it's going to be good for them. The clone coming in on Venruki now. Another sphere lands on Sea-Doo, and just how do they get so much CC on him?
Yeah, it's just constantly they're pushing up correctly, which is what we were talking about, the difference between the first and the second map.
Yeah, but look at the pressure now. I mean, it's mounting so heavily. Laser is down to 200k. Laguna gets CS. They throw the Innervate onto Looney, just helping him out any way they possibly can. Healing waves coming out from Looney. We can see that that Monk images are being thrown around, just spreading those debuffs out, making him heal through double Mortal Strike. So tough for him when he's already behind. But there's the leg sweep onto Laguna. He's in a bad spot. He's back behind the pillar. He does pop all his cooldowns. The coil comes out onto Looney. Laguna may have to use his bargain here if there's much more damage coming out. Looks like he's okay for now, though. In cap over onto Looney. Venruki getting pretty low. Wow, a big crit there comes out onto Laguna. That's going to force out the heals. Sea-Doo into the bash. Venruki down pretty low again, but his Karma's up in 15. He has his diffuse available. He should be okay. The trinket, though, does come out from Sea-Doo. Snut's going to be feared up by Laguna. Laser Chicken, the one taking most of the damage.
As you see the Storm Earth and Fire coming out, and this is a great idea, spreading the pressure between both the Shaman and the Warlock and the Druid, just choosing his targets. He can go on whoever he wants at this point, just setting himself up. They did have to trinket, so 3 Amigos is definitely on the back foot right now because of all the trinket use. Looney is sitting on decent mana compared to what he was earlier. Those Innervates, doing a little job, but look at Sea-Doo's mana. It's just full.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, they're getting so much CC, but you do get so much more regen during that when you get that out of combat regen. And we do see Looney in some trouble once again here. Here comes Venruki. The trinket ceremony pops, so the Saxus could be it. He's down so low. He does get a big heal there, though, as Laser Chicken pops the heart and has to heal him back up. Snuts into the Howl. Sea-Doo once again just cleaning off his team. Seems like he's always UA silence, just dispelling so often. Laguna, though, in trouble. Look at the Mortal Strikes going up everywhere from those images from Venruki. He's making it so hard hard for Looney. Looney and Laguna both dying at the same time. Laser getting low as well. Shadow Fury Fear comes out onto Sea-Doo. He's going to have to tremor that one up. He does do so. Snut's going to get locked by Laguna. Laguna trying to battle back, trying to keep the pressure rolling. Doing a good job spreading those dots around, but will it be good enough?
As Venruki is going to try to find his target. Seems like he's just going to LOS a bit to help out Sea-Doo, because Sea-Doo needs to pick his team up. Venruki down to half right now, kind of waiting out the Heart of the Wild at this point. Stampeding Roar comes out from Bleached Bone so they can stay really offensive, as Laguna is going to be caught into that stun, as we do see, there we go, the stacks are popped, as Laguna is down to half, and there we go. Now he's going to see the Dark Bargain out of that, forcing another important cooldown out of Laguna.
Yeah.
And do you think the switch was smart to not train Looney even more?
I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see. I think they're just trying to shut down damage at this point, knowing that dampening is ramping up pretty heavily. But Laguna's in some trouble. I mean, that Dark Bargain dot was doing work. He's going to have his heals very shortly, but Looney into the coil. He's going to get feared up out of this, I do believe. No, Snut's actually undown UA. He gets himself very low and kind of puts them behind on that kill, allowing Laguna to stay alive. Looney pops the Spirit Archer's Grace. The Root Beam comes out on Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo falling a little bit behind now. Snut's pretty low. He may have to use his heals here as he's down to 300k, 200k. Venruki gets top, but Snut's still sitting low. Sea-Doo has some work to do. But Looney at the same time regenning quite a bit of mana. We see the images coming out from Venruki, going to try to spread around those Mortal Strike debuffs. You can see it's up on Laser, it's up on Laguna, in cap over on Looney now. Venruki doing a good job keeping this pressure up. The stacks have been popped. Snuts pops his Dark Soul. They want to get aggressive.
Yeah, and there's Stormlash also, so they really mean it. Stacking all those cooldowns from both Snuts and Venruki. Trinket procs up, he's got the Tiger Eye up, everything.
Sea-Doo actually has to trinket that UA silence as the bash comes in. Right after that, he dispels the UA, and they're getting some good pressure over on his Sea-Doo. Nice offensive surge forward here by Laser Chicken. He fakes the kick, he lands the clone. Now this one's going to be interrupted. He Displacer Beast out of there, but he could be in trouble. If Venruki can get back to him, one crit could be the game. We'll see if he's going to be able to get onto him. Not just yet, though. The Ascendance does come out from Looney. He's going to top him right back off. Full Hex onto Laguna as he's out in the middle of the map. Laser trying to get back to him. Now the Howl comes out. It's going to connect on 2. Coil on the Tremor there from Snuts. Good job by him. Shadow Fury connects on 2 as well, though, from Laguna. They're just trading back and forth, blow for blow. Two of the best teams in the world here fighting for their tournament lives.
As Laser is back up to full right now, looking pretty good for Bleach Bones, going into pretty deep dampening. Sea-Doo is going to be the target at this point, as you see the dots are just everywhere. He's not doing as great of a job as he was earlier in the match, cleaning everyone, but look at all the damage going on to Looney. Nature's Guardian procced, as he is going to have to run away and NS as the clone comes out of Venruki.
Yeah, beautiful clone again. Laser Chicken really just stands out so much to me. Just such a fantastic player. He's always there offensively, defensively. He's doing it all. He's trying to propel his team to a victory here, but will it be enough? Sea-Doo getting pretty low there. He could be in some trouble. He has to be careful. Drops the Healing Tide down to 200k. Nature's Guardian going to proc, but Looney as well into the Death Coil. He's at 200k. Venruki wants to finish him off, but Laser Chicken is there. He is always there, and he does land the clone, keeping Looney alive for now, but for how much longer? He's getting low on mana. Can he maintain? Venruki getting pretty low himself. Going to pop the Garma offensively. This could be trouble for Looney. He's going to have so much damage ramped up onto him. 30% damaging plus the Mortal Strike. His heals are going to be doing nothing. I think this could be it for Looney. He's down to 300k, 200k. I just don't know if he's ever going to be able to top himself. The Link has to come down. He knows he's in trouble. Venruki now being pushed back. He's down to 200k. Sea-Doo going to be able to land the Dispel up at about 95k. Looney's sitting at 70. And, Bleach Bones, they need to keep Venruki off their Shaman. Will they be able to do it? He's going over onto Laguna now. Laguna in a bit of trouble. Now the swap comes in on Laser. They're trying to keep him off of Sea-Doo, allowing him to do his work. He needs to top the team back off.
He really does, down to half. He did have to NS earlier, but it almost didn't even move Venruki's hit points. As look at all the damage going on to Laguna, who is going to park his Dark Soul. So they're going to, wow, look at the damage onto Venruki.
Yeah.
Wow, double trinket though. He is going to diffuse so he can stay offensive. Sea-Doo, using that Spirit Walker's Grace. Nature's Guardian proccing on Sea-Doo again. This is one of those situations I just can't believe when Sea-Doo was able to keep his team alive.
And the DR's clone actually going to be treated by Venruki. He wants to stay offensive, but Sea-Doo into the bash. Going to trigger that up. Immediately knows he's in trouble. Battlemaster comes out. There's the Dispel as well. The leg sweep over onto Laser Chicken. He could be in trouble. Barkson going to be popped by him. We see the Alchemy Frenzy up as well. Venruki does pop the stacks. He's trying to finish this team off. They know they're in trouble. Dampening is kicking in big time. Another clone landed by Laser Chicken onto Sea-Doo. That has been huge throughout this game. Heals popped by Laguna. He's trying to stay alive. He's trying to stay offensive. Venruki's in trouble. Fortifying Brew comes out. Sea-Doo just tells the UA off, but he's at 200k. Full clone onto Venruki. Sea-Doo's got to get out of there. Will he be able to do it? Yeah, he does land a big heal. Now now going for the healing wave. Is it going to be sheared? No, not just yet. Venruki is sitting at about half. Sinu's still alive somehow. Coil comes out onto Laguna. Full in-cap over onto Looney. He's going to be feared off of that. The trinket has to come out. They're in trouble, though. Both teams getting very low. Laguna has no bargain. He may go down. 90K. I think this is going to be it. No! The coil comes out. He lands the fear. Can he survive? The ascendance with him pop. Looney definitely trying to keep him alive. He's trying to keep everyone up. And the clone now going to land on Venruki. Sinu dispels the way. He's down to 100K. He's trying to stay alive. Stoneborn being popped. Any little bit of damage reduction he can get, he needs. Laguna brilliant there to stay alive. And the triple Shadow Fury comes in. He's looking to finish them off. Sinu's down low. I think this is going to be it. He's at 50K. Sinu goes down. And Bleached Bones battle back.
Wow. 44% dampening towards the end of there. Sidu doing a great job of keeping his team up from that extreme spread pressure. And I got to give a shout out to Laser Chicken during that fight. That was crazy.
Yeah, Laser Chicken is just everywhere, man. This guy's out of control. I don't even understand how he does it. I mean, he's getting so much damage out. He's healing so much for the team. He's landing clones both offensively and defensively nonstop. It just seems like he does anything he wants to do, he's doing, and no one's able to stop him. It's pretty incredible stuff from him, but the whole team played very well to be able to get that win under their belt. I mean, so close to going down at the end for Laguna. You know, he had no bargain, had no heals, and was able to live with almost no HP. Sidu at the same time, I mean, pretty impressive to heal through that 45% dampening against LSD2 for that long, and we are going to go to the replay, see those final moments. Also worth mentioning, I mean, Snuts, you know, we've been talking about his damage not being as high as some other players in these games, but he did 22 million compared to 17K from Laguna.
Yeah, and I mean, look at how low Laguna gets, and then watch the Ascendants come out, and then it's over. I mean, this deep into dampening, and it's just a crazy amount of healing.
Yeah, I mean, that cooldown being up is so clutch there. Laguna with the coil into the heal, and Sidu at this point, you can see him popping that stone form just for the damage reduction. He just has nothing left, and everyone's getting so low. That Shadow Fury was huge from Laguna, and into the bash, a fear comes out after that, and Sidu is just, you know, in a world of trouble. The Soul Drain to finish it off, he's going to go down, and I mean, you know, they do lose the game. It's 2-1. But you know, sitting in the shoes of three Amigos, they still have 2 map choices. You know, even if they lose the next one, they have another map choice after that. So they've got to be feeling pretty confident still. At the same time, I mean, if you're Bleached Bones, I mean, that first game could have been yours.
Yeah.
The second game was rough, but the first game could have been yours. And you have to be saying to yourselves, guys, we were like, you know, one little move away from being the 2-1 up in this series. Like, we can still do this.
Yeah, and it's funny when we're watching, you know, Looney try to kite constantly, and then every time that it seems like Venruki and Snuts put him into a bad position, out of the corner of the camera, there's a troll casting a clone every single time. And it's just, he's watching.
There is that troll right there.
He's watching constantly. He's paying attention to the cooldowns. You know, you're not at home. You don't have add-ons. You can't, you know, have some add-on telling you in your ear when, you know, when the monk is hitting his cooldowns and stuff. So they have to really, really pay attention to everything.
And that's where communication comes in as well. These guys are talking constantly. They're telling you, I need help, I'm okay, you know, I'm not okay, I'm going here, I'm going there. You know, it's you have to really communicate well, but at the same time, you don't really want to just be kind of like, you know, spamming useless information. You don't want to be saying every single thing you're doing, but there's a lot that needs to be communicated in WoW Arena. You need to be on top of it all. Defensive cooldowns, offensive cooldowns. You know, when you're going to be using what. You can't be overlapping. You can't be like being too greedy. You know, it's like there's just a million things you have to think about. It's pretty tough to deal with, honestly. But the teams are both handling it masterfully. Now, you know, looking at these games that we've seen, what do you think we're going to see here map-wise? Do you think we'll see sewers? I mean, there is that little knockoff, but at the same time, I feel like it's a pretty solid map for them. And they can, like, the gateway isn't going to be as good for this LSD2. They can really get in the face of Looney. They seem to like to do that, and Sidu could still be in range to heal.
Right, and then that's going to be the deciding factor, I think. If they decide to go on to sewers, the Windwalker can just put so much damage by himself. You know, Snuts just has to spread his pressure, that's it. He can toss out his CC, you know, he can do his job from anywhere on the map, but when Venruki, he's going to be able to drop his port, and that means the Shaman has to pay very, very close attention where that port is, because if he decides to take a gateway away from him into his port, that's it.
I mean, he can cross the entire map with a flying super kick as well. Like, I mean, the whole map. So it's definitely something that he's going to have to worry about. I mean, I think Looney has been playing fantastically, but it's really tough to position yourself, put yourself in that kind of where do you go on that map? You know what I mean? Like on we saw in Runes, what he was kind of doing was he was pulling back into the room and then standing on the edge of the room so that Laser Chicken could still heal him. And Sidu's kind of stuck on the tomb. Venruki is being forced back by damage. That's the only reason. You know, but if Sidu's able to stay in range and still kind of maintain a pillar, then there's no reason that he's ever going to get off him. I mean, he's just going to literally sit on him start to finish. It's like the only time you have to get pushed off him is when you're taking too much damage.
All right, so it looks like the pick from 3 Amigos is going to be Tiger's Peak.
Okay.
It's a good choice. I like the that there's going to be a lot of mobility for the monks since it is, you know, a pretty closer map in the center. You know, you've got the gateway options of having it very defensive pillar to pillar. You know, you can, if they post up on the opposite corners, you know, we'll probably see the Bleached Bones just constantly moving where they're going to be positioning.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, they're not going to have to deal with really the knockoffs on that map, which is nice as well. But one of I think the biggest deals with that map is that Sidu, like we talked about, he can still stay in range. If they want to push up on the opposing team's pillar, then Sidu just has to control the little raised platform in the middle. He can pillar on that a little bit, jump back and forth, and Venruki can just pop out, get a Riptide, then continue to chase the shaman behind the pillar. So there is a lot of opportunity to kind of push forward for Sidu, but still have a relatively safe position in the middle of the map with those side platforms.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how they're going to deal with it. You know, especially with the 2 Warlocks are pretty much wash. You know, they're both playing very offensive. They're both landing the CC when they need to. We've seen great Shadow Furies onto everyone. You know, so both Warlocks just doing an amazing job. You know, normally we talk about Snuts' damage just being so overwhelming for enemy teams, but, you know, Laguna's just matching it.
Yep. I mean, I have to take a moment to say, look at this crowd. There is every seat in this entire place is filled. There is standing room only, and there's not even really room to stand anymore. You guys have been insane. I'm so glad to have you here with me. I hope you are enjoying the show. It has been an absolute privilege to be casting for you here at BlizzCon 2014. I'm glad to be joined by Vihel as well, the legend himself.
You know, I'd really like to see that that streaming has transformed the arena tournaments so much, because you have this long story. It used to be that, you know, we'd have MLG tournaments, we'd have ESL, you know, every month, so you could watch them, you know, your favorite players online. You would see videos that people would put together after frapsing, but now you can watch the entire story unfold over the entire year. I mean, these guys, you knew these guys were going to play together this year. You know, it wasn't even a question. These guys, you know, are constantly playing together. You can watch them on live, you know, and everything. And it's great to see that their fans are showing up in force. I mean, it's got to be most of this crowd.
Are there any 3 Amigos fans in the crowd? I think there might be 1 or 2. Yeah. You know, so they definitely have that. We saw in the Road to BlizzCon video, you know, talking about that home field advantage that AC was talking about. And I mean, this is what he's talking about. It really is. Just, I mean, anytime anything happens for him, insane cheers. But I have to say the crowd has been great. They're cheering for good games. You know, they're like every time Bleached Bones makes a good play, they're cheering for them as well. I like to hear both sides. So, guys, speaking of the Road to BlizzCon video, we're going to show you that right now.
The World of Warcraft World Championship. Players from Europe, North America, and Asia will put their teamwork to the test as they compete for the title of Best World of Warcraft Arena Team in the world. 8 teams are all that remain from hundreds of online contenders, and now all have the championship trophy in their honor. Through Blizzard Entertainment's global qualifier system, teams faced off in regional events to find out who would secure their spot at BlizzCon. In Europe, teams clashed at DreamHack Stockholm in the historic Ericsson Globe Arena to compete in the European qualifier. Fighting for 3 coveted slots, teams battled across 2 days of matches. With a trip to BlizzCon on the line, World of Warcraft witnessed some of the best matches of the year. Skill-capped EU, Playing with Fire, and Bleached Bones secured their spots representing Europe's finest in the World Championship. In Asia, teams from China, Korea, and Taiwan faced off in regional qualifiers before advancing to the Asia Qualifier Tournament. With fierce competition, teams from China and Korea grabbed the 2 Asian slots to the World of Warcraft World Championship. Pop CD No Skill from China secured their nation's slot, with Push Push from Korea representing their homeland at BlizzCon. In North America, the best talent on the continent met in the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. There, fans watched on as the best arena teams from the region faced off for the remaining 3 slots. 3 Amigos, a team who has been kicking tail in World of Warcraft PvP for years, managed to snag the first slot, with Penny for Your Thought, who escaped from the lower bracket, and Death Innovators grabbing the other 2. Despite their home turf advantage, the North American teams will have to give it their all in the quest for the title of champion. The World of Warcraft World Championship. Though their roads have varied, the top 8 teams have their minds, wits, and teamwork put to the test in a gaming event like no other.
So welcome back, guys, and what a journey it has been all the way from their respective regions to Burbank, California last weekend. Amazing matches there, even better ones, it has to be said, this weekend
completely.
In Anaheim, California. It's been such a treat, man. I think this has got to be the most competitive, most exciting arena tournament of all time.
Yeah, and sometimes we talk about how strong these teams are when we show up, and it ends up a whole bunch of 3-0s just because they're counter-comped, they don't play well on stage and stuff. But I can't think of one round during this entire match where I was like, well, that was kind of a wash.
Yeah, well, I think like last year at BlizzCon was there were so many stomps. I mean, it was like I think every match except one was a 3-0 in the tournament. And this year it's just been every region so competitive, and we saw push. We saw the most insane comeback I think I've ever seen with that reverse 3-0 in a mirror match. I mean, are you kidding me? And it was interesting to hear Zunyaki saying, "Oh, No Lifer was confident we could beat them." Everyone's saying they're like the Koreans are maybe the best team here. And to be confident to mirror them is pretty nuts, and speaks highly of Skill-Capped EU. So I was wrong to have doubted them.
Yeah.
And they've definitely impressed, and I think that whoever makes it here, it's going to be an insane grand finals.
Of course it is.
3 Amigos, especially if they can finish off this series, they got blanked by Skill-Capped EU. They did not take a game. They did not look like they were ever close to taking a game. And this is something that they talked to their fans about. They said, you know what, guys, we're going to improve on this. We're going to show good games for North America. They've been doing it so far. They were definitely not pleased with their performance against Skill-Capped EU last weekend. They talked a lot about it. They felt that they could come back, they could make the finals, and they could play them again. And that may be the reality. And I mean, it's kind of funny. We talked last weekend in Burbank about how that could be a preview of the BlizzCon Grand Finals, and it may actually, become a reality. That would definitely be, I think, pretty much the most hyped up match ever. It's like these are the 2 most popular teams. It's the most popular team from Europe, the most popular team from North America. But of course, we still do have to get through this series, and we have an issue with one of the PCs. It's being worked on, and hopefully it's going to be quick, guys. Fingers crossed. But we are going to get right back into this as soon as we can. And Tiger's Peak, I believe, is still the map pick.
Yep.
So we're going to be going.
We're not going to let them go back on that one.
Yeah, of course.
See you locking that in.
Yeah.
And but it's so amazing to watch the players just want to get right back into the matches. Of course, 3 Amigos normally takes their time and will go backstage and discuss and kind of, whether it's mind games or not, to kind of throw the enemy team off once they've lost that round or not. But most of the other teams are just immediately, when I whisper them, "Are you ready?"
Yeah.
Like Coding was like, "Go, go, 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 go!"
Yeah.
Just like over and over. Let's go, let's go. I want to queue, I want to queue.
And I mean, I think both styles can work on stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely one that oftentimes wants to get back into the game. I just don't even want to wait. But I think it is really smart to talk things through. These matches are just so incredibly important for so much money, for so much fame, and it's like you can't risk throwing away a series because you didn't talk it through, because you didn't have your strategy perfectly planned out. And we've seen how many close 3-2s there were. What would have happened if maybe they took that extra 5 minutes to talk it through and say, okay, in this situation, this is exactly what we're going to do, so they're on the same page, because we have seen those 3-2 series decided by overlap C, decided by strategies kind of thrown out the door in the last seconds of the game and things like that. So it's something you have to be so careful of, and I think it's something that 3 Amigos fell victim to against Skill-Capped EU last weekend. So I think this is a result of that. They're just trying to be extra careful. They do not want to risk throwing away a series on something silly.
Yeah, and especially when it's this far into the tournament, look at how close these teams are. We know Push getting knocked out, having against the Europeans, of course, and the winner of this is going to have to face a very, very dominant team.
I really love the posters this year, man. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think I've seen more posters out in the crowd than ever before. The fans are still excited. You can see the energy, everyone banging their noisemakers, and it's definitely an awesome time here at BlizzCon. If you guys have never made it out, you're definitely going to want to try and make it out next year. Everyone who comes, they always want to come back the next year and the year after that. And you end up with all these people who have been here so many years in a row. I mean, it's been like 5 years in a row that I've gone to BlizzCon. For me, I don't know, probably same for you or more.
I've been to all of them.
Yeah, so there you go. So you've been, what, how many have there been?
Oh, what was the first
7,
2004?
8? More? Oh my God,
yeah.
10 or something?
Yeah,
but
forever.
Pretty insane, man. And They're so much fun. I have to say this one has been the best one ever. The new stages are absolutely incredible.
Oh, yeah.
The tournaments are unreal. The crowd is bigger than ever. It's just been so much fun the whole weekend.
Did you get a chance to make it over to the Hearthstone stage?
I did.
Oh, man.
I got to go up on stage a little bit, look around and everything, you know. So it was definitely awesome. And there is a shot of those beautiful trophies that our players are battling for. But it's not just the trophies. There's $250,000 in cash as well.
Yeah, there's so much money. You know, I'm kind of torn that that when we had the qualifiers that we didn't hand out prizes for that.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're top 3, you know, you get a ticket to BlizzCon, and it was a week vacation, too. And you know, it's just so much time that you get to go to California, spend, you know, they got to practice, you know, constantly, you know, landing, you know, some teams will go in boot camp, you know, before if possible, especially where North American teams, like, if historically the European esports team have had an advantage that that the language barriers sort of force teams together geographically. So, you know, if you happen to be in Germany, you'd play with German teammates who are very close. But North America, you have people from Canada, you know, you have people from East Coast and West Coast playing together, that it's sometimes just not feasible for you to get together a week before the tournament, but all these teams were able to.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it definitely makes it a big difference being able to play together in person and play together out of your comfort zone and things like that. And you can see some of the tweets here. So if you guys want, you can hashtag BlizzCon, or maybe you have to hashtag BlizzCon 2014 because that is what it does show there. So probably want to hashtag that if you want to get involved. So you can tweet to Jared at IMVHell. You can tweet to me as well at AzaleWow. And been appreciating all the fun stuff on Twitter throughout the weekend. So it's fun interacting there.
Yeah, lots of pictures of everything that's going on at BlizzCon, and of course, you know, I've been since we've been on stage, and haven't made it to any of the talent contests or costume contests.
I saw the costume contest yesterday after. It was so fun. Yeah, it was cool, man. There's so many people with insane cosplays here.
That the 3 Amigos flags, it's crazy. All the signs are so good.
Yeah, definitely. So, guys, we are still just waiting on that issue. Hopefully going to be sorted out quick. But we are going to go to a quick break, and we will be back with more information as soon as we have it. Hey guys, welcome back here to BlizzCon 2014, live in Anaheim, California. I am Azale, joined by VHell, and we are told the problems are fixed. I think we're going to have some World of Warcraft Arena.
I think we are. Of course, 2-1 right now.
Look at all those beautiful nerds out there.
Yeah, look at all of them. So what do you think about this match as it's going in? Do you think that now the momentum has started to shift, that it's going to look better for Bleached Bones at this point?
I think it could go either way, man. I feel like it's so close. I mean, the first game, yeah, it did go to 3 Amigos, but that game could have easily gone to Bleached Bones, and they did just win another one. But at the same time, you know, the one game that Bleached Bones won was like by what, a millimeter? You know, it's like Laguna barely living, Looney barely living. It's so close, and really, the team that wins is going to be the one that can just step it up in these final games. We did see a reverse 3-0 sweep from a European team before. Imagine if we saw 2 in a row.
That would make for quite the tournament. You know, all those comebacks. I love when it goes to Game 5 every single time, just because every single little moment mattered. Like in that last round, even though that, you know, 3 Amigos not being able to take it, they still have breathing room at this point.
Yeah, they definitely do, man, and they are going to have their map selections. We do know the first map selection is going to be Tiger's Peak. We don't know what their next one would be, but we may or may not find out about that. I mean, if they do win here, we're not going to have to find that 5th map, and if they lose, they're still going to have another map pick to fall back on, but obviously they don't want to put themselves in that situation, especially not when they, you know, their favorite map for it is going to be gone.
Yeah, and you know, they're going to have, you know, their picks, which plays, we talk about this a lot, that, you know, if you do win the early momentum with Nagrand, you can just pick every map that you want. Oh, they are ready. Look at that.
All right, guys, the teams are ready, so we're going to be getting queued up into this. It's going to be Bleached Bones going up against 3 Amigos, and it will be Venruki there on the camera. Snuffs in the middle. It's going to be Sea-Doo down on the end. They'll be going up against Laguna, Looney, and Laser Chicken. We're going into the 4th and potentially final game of the series. 3 Amigos 1 point away from punching their ticket to the finals, where they would have a rematch against Skillcap DU in what has to be one of the most highly anticipated series of all time.
Oh, of course. You know, if that ends up being, but even if Bleached Bones makes it in, you know, that's going to be such a close matchup. There's those 2 comps against each other. You know, it's scary for both sides.
Definitely very scary. And I'm very excited to say we are into the game now, guys. And we are going to be getting those rolling.
I hope that was just some random guy sitting next to her.
No, I'm sure they're a very happy couple, Jared. That, or maybe they will be after this. Love is in the air at BlizzCon.
Look at that.
But we are zoning on into Tiger's Peak. It's Bleached Bones versus the three Amigos. Let's hear a round of applause for these two teams.
All right, let's watch Laser out of this one. He's just been doing such a dominant job on his team, you know, really landing the CC exactly when his team needs. So right out of the start, of course, he is going to be shifting into his Eclipse and into the Cat with the Prowl, trying to get the good opener, which he has almost every single time so far.
Yeah, extremely patient, too. I mean, he's definitely willing to wait quite a long time to get the opener that he does want. And, you know, Venruki, once again, going to be working up those stacks. We see him already at the 6 stacks. Yes, actually early coming out on the Snuts, which may prompt Snuts to pop the Demon Soul here with his Trinket Prog up. May want to try to get a little bit aggressive. And we can see, you know, Laguna going to be playing Dark Bargain. There's the other side. We are going to have Snuts playing the Souling just for that additional pet HP with the pet stack. And, you know, Venruki, you know, hesitant to push in. But Laser still just kind of prowling around, just waiting, biding his time for that opener that he does so want. And I mean, so far it's been mostly just kind of him sitting all the way back, and now he's going to come in with the clone onto Venruki. Now going to perhaps push forward over onto Snuts. Starfall coming out already. Star Search going to land there onto Snuts, getting that damage rolling early on, but the incap comes over from Venruki over onto Laser. Laser going to be dotted up out of that. Now comes the cooldowns. We do see the Trinket Proc is up. Berserking is up as well. He's going to trigger that Fear. Really wants to get things rolling as he locks out Sea-Doo with the beam. Now into the bash. Big damage coming out on Sea-Doo. The Starfire not going to crit, but look at him getting very low. Down to 100k. Oh wow! Getting hit so hard. He's in trouble. He needs to pop the Ascendance NS. The Battlemaster comes out as well. And what a surge forward there by Laser Chicken, starting things off with a bang.
Yeah, and there we go. Finally, the heals picking Sea-Doo up, but only to half right now. Snuts did have double trinket dots out right now. Yeah. And look at Looney getting quite low, as he does have Venruki just smashing into him. 16 stacks, which means he's going to wait for his Trinket proc and just go extremely offensive. I'm not sure if Snuts has a second Dark Soul available at this point, but Sea-Doo, again, just doing such a great job of keeping his team alive.
Yep, there is the clone, but that one's going to be trinketed. And, you know, they are trying to peel him off. They have not been putting the pressure onto Venfuki, so this is a big change up here from Bleached Bones. They're not pushing him back, and it's going to mean that he's going to have the ability to sit on the Looney for so long, and this could be trouble for Looney as he gets pretty low there, but the Battlemaster comes out, the NS heal comes out as well. Heart not being used just yet. The stacks, the double trinket were up for Enrique, which is really the kind of scary time for Looney. He does gate across the map as the Hail of Terror comes in. He's going to be able to top himself back up, and now the Heart of the Wild comes out from Laser. He's trying to get aggressive. Clone to follow up the Fear onto Venruki. Dots being cleaned off of Snuts by Sea-Doo there, trying to keep his team aggressive as well. The Incap comes in onto Looney from Venruki, and he's going to make the swap over onto Laguna, who's been pushing in pretty heavily. Stampeding Roar coming up from Looney there, trying to stay on top of Sea-Doo, trying to get that clones out as much as he possibly can.
Sea-Doo still trying to keep his team clean right now. His dots are only on Venruki and Snuts right now. Laser's Heart is still up, but Snuts' dot pressure just isn't there quite yet this game. Looney doing a great job of just constantly dispelling it, as we see that there's no dots onto Laser at this point.
Yep, Stoneform going to come out from Sea-Doo there. He can't actually dispel Snuts because he's falling way behind. He's down to 200k. He gets actually the sprint there from Venruki to get out of there. But look at Laser Chicken coming in here with a bash on the heel. He could be in some trouble if he can connect. He's still down to 300k, but the incap onto Laser. Nicely done by Venruki, breaking that up. Going to keep him safe, and a very well played job there by him. We do see that Looney has the Unleash up, going to try to top himself right back off. His whole team, though, has been cleaned of dots. He's constantly just topping them back off over and over, doing a great job. And Venruki hasn't been getting out too much pressure, but now he's going to ramp it up as the trinkets do get popped. The stack's going to be used as well by Venruki. He has Looney down pretty low here. Looney could be in trouble. He has no trinket available. This is Fury coming in. We do see the Peel's going to be coming out, though, from Laser. He knocks him away, and he's going to try to CC up Venruki. We'll see if he's going to be able to do it. He needs to do it quick because Looney's in trouble. He's down to 200k once again. The Coil comes in on the heel. Laser's at half. Laguna is pretty low as well. There's the Feldom from Snuts. He's trying to get the Feldom CS with that double soul burn. We can see that Looney now, once again, going to have to pop the Spear Archer's Grace. He's trying to heal himself back up. Still struggling, though. He's been low for so long. Out comes the Gateway. Tranquility being popped by Laser there. But Venruki, right on top of him, he lands the Pummel. Spear Hand Strike comes in. Rushing J-Wind as well. Down to 200k. He needs to be careful. He has to keep himself out of that touch of death range. There's a Tiger's Fury. We see him right back on top. He's so low. He could go down here. 100k. Is the Link going to have to come out? No, not just yet, but the Triple Howl comes in. No Tremor available. This is so bad for Bleached Bones. 3 Amigos pushing forward. They could go for the win here if they can get a stun. The Incap comes out on a Laser. Shadow Fury, though, on both the DPS. DPS by Laguna. Well played to give Looney a little bit of breathing room.
As Venruki is going to try to stick onto Looney. We did see a great paralyze coming out on to Laser, which really stopped the CC from flowing out, as the integrate is landing onto Looney too, because he is down to half min already. Tiger Eye Brew popped by Venruki, plus the on-use trigger. Look at how much
the leg sweep does come in. He's down to half HP already. If the Death Coil is available, we do see the Fist of Fury to follow it up. The Nature's Guardian does proc. There is that Death Coil a little bit late, but it is still there, and the pressure is never going to end here. He needs to get away. He needs to heal himself back up, but Venruki is unrelenting. They just have not pressured him hard enough to keep him off their Shaman, but now look at Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo in trouble, has to trick it there. He gets the Tiger's Lust from Venruki. He's trying to get away, and he is going to be able to get away. Stoneform has been popped. Nature's Guardian, Battlemaster up there as well. Looney going to be the target once more. Venruki down to half. Looney finally finding some time to get away. Ascendance comes back up for him. That's going to be key. Venruki, though, down to below half HP. He's down to a third HP. Snuts now being pressured heavily. Laguna and Laser are turning up the heat, and Snuts is in trouble. He's down below 200k. The heals have to come out. Venruki has the Karma. He's at 100k. Sea-Doo is being controlled very heavily. Things looking rough for 3 Amigos. Full Hex comes in. What can they get done, though? We do see that he's topped back off. The offensive touch Karma there onto Laser. Laser in trouble now as well. He has to be careful to stay above that touch of death range, and he is going to get topped back off here by Looney, who holds on to the Ascendance. He's doing well. Yeah, the damage pressure combined with the CC is forcing Venruki to run most of the time. Snut's doing a great job of keeping those dots up, but unfortunately because Venruki's playing that paralyzed glyph, it just cleans them off over and over. Yeah, Snuts had to trinket there. He's getting low, remember, has no heals available, not playing Dark Bargain, so he won't have that out. He's going to have to be careful. If they can continue to push, they can get something done here. Nice beam comes in from Laser. It's going to be over onto Sea-Doo. Who else but Laser to get things rolling for the team? He's down to 200k. He's going to have to drop the Healing Tide. Laser in trouble, though. Did he get too aggressive? The Barkskin has been popped. Venruki has his stacks up. The trinkets are active as well. Really ramping up the damages. Venruki, a beautiful leg sweep catches too. This is going to be trouble for Laser. He's down to 200k. Full fear out on Looney. He's got a trinket, but he doesn't want to use it. Looney is trying to stay alive. He's trying to hold on to that trinket. The Death Coil comes out now onto Looney. MCS over onto Laser. I think that was a mistake. It was meant for Looney, I do believe. But now it is going to be a Hex over onto Laguna. We do see the Ascendance has been popped there. Laser needs to spread out from Looney. He can't just allow Venruki to sit on top of him like this. It's too easy to get those interrupts, to get those multi-man stuns. Yeah, as Venruki is going to get right back onto Laser. They really need to keep pushing before Heart is going to come back up. 12% into dampening already. It seems like this match just started, but it's been so action-packed that it's going by so fast. Capstunning does hit Sea-Doo. That was a great job by Looney to drop that, as Venruki is going to try to stick onto his target. I like that they're choosing to go onto Laser, but looks like they're going to switch it back on Looney. Over onto Looney. Yeah, he has the Spearhugger's Grace already active. He's trying to get out of there, needs to get himself top back off quickly. It's going to be tough to do so, though. Venruki at half HP. Snuts at half as well. Sea-Doo starting to rob, but Looney's the one in trouble. He's down to 100k. He's got to be careful here. How much longer is he going to be able to survive? The Nature's Guardian does come out. Now the Stampeding Roar. Well played by Laser. Star falls up. They're trying to turn around the pressure. A big howl comes out on Venruki and Snuts. He's going to have to sit through it. Sea-Doo in trouble. Into the bash. That's the trinket coming out immediately. Do they have a beam available? No. Spearhawker's Grace. A beautiful clone offensively, though, as Snuts is getting low. Venruki is getting low, and 3 Amigos in a little bit of trouble. The Karma comes out, though. This is going to be an offensive one. Looney in trouble. Laser in trouble as well. Laser is going to be the target, though. The clone comes out from Laser, of course. Very well played by him. Going to shut down some of that damage from Venruki, giving Looney the critical time he needs to get them top back off, as Looney is down below half the mana of Sea-Doo. Yeah, every time that they give him a breathing moment, it seems like the team of Bleached is just healed to full, as Venruki is in a capstun by himself in the back. Oh, wow. Venruki goes down with 10 seconds left on his Nimble Brew. His trinket on cooldown as well. He couldn't get out of the stun. The cap stun critically was not taken out, was not avoided. And Looney, with that cap stun, turns it around for his team. The damage ramping up. Venruki too far in behind the pillar. Sea-Doo unable to get to him to heal him back up. And it is a tie ball game, 2-2. And 3 Amigos have got to be feeling the pressure now. Wow, Laser. Can't say enough about him. He's been doing a great job. Every time Venruki, you could tell he was going to go offensive, and Laser was there with clones non-stop. We saw entire double trinket brews just completely negated over and over in the match. And I mean, honestly, I've got to question the strategy of going on Laser. I mean, I feel like he's just drawing their pressure because he's getting so much done, you know, offensively and defensively. They're feeling like we just can't ignore him. The clones are so annoying. But when you look at how many cooldowns he has defensively when you go through the Barkskin, you go through the Symbiosis Shield Wall, you go through the Ursox, he has Displacer's Beast to get away. He's very adept at keeping himself alive, at healing through damage if his healers even CC'd. So I just feel like they're getting so much done when they're on Laguna and Looney, and when they go on Laser, it feels like even if they get him low, it feels very hard to actually ever get that kill. So I feel like they're kind of getting baited into that, and it's really hurting them. I felt like that was not really the right call in this game, but we do have the replay, and let's watch those final moments again. So Venruki going to be hexed up there into the Fury. You can see his trinkets are up. The Tiger's Eye Brew was up there as well. He popped those stacks. Sidu is going to be cloned up by a laser, and Venruki does pop that offensive karma here. This was, a little bit before the game did end. They had laser pretty low, but, Laguna is able to be so aggressive, and, this far into dampening does take a lot of damage as well. Snuts feared over there, and this is where Venruki starts to get a little bit too deep. He goes in onto the Shaman there. The cap stun not killed off, and the cap stun does land there. It's a full cap stun onto Venruki, and all that damage crashing in. Starfall popped, all the cooldowns popped.
Sidu was in the middle of the map at that point too, so it was just that cap stun just after that, the cascade of damage, and that's it.
I mean, and it's definitely a mistake that Venruki's going to be kicking himself for a bit, because, as that Windwalker monk, you can take down totems like that pretty easily. Right. Like one blackout kick is going to pretty much one-shot that. So that it's something that in normal circumstances he would take out, unless I did miss a root or something and couldn't get to it. That's definitely possible as well. But it's definitely something you have to be very careful of, because if you get a little bit too over-aggressive, the game could just end like that. And before that, they were in a pretty darn good position.
They were, and there was a lot of cooldowns forced out of Bleached Bones into those last few minutes. There was many times that they got laser extremely low. I mean, he was almost in touch of death range a few times during that matchup when cooldowns were not available. But, overall, though, if you look at in terms of the healing cooldowns out of Looney, he really didn't use that many. Didn't have to link, hitting Ascendance just to keep his team, topped and stuff. But overall, it didn't seem like the team of 3 Amigos was pressuring Bleached Bones as much as in the previous games. And
you have to feel that Bleached Bones is starting to just get into the swing of things a bit. I mean, they didn't have the games on stage yesterday. This is their first stage match in front of a big crowd ever for all these players. And the first 2 games, Looney didn't get his link off that they lost. The next 2 games, he's really stepped up. They've played a lot better. And, it's been more 3 Amigos with the mistakes. And, I have to question, why not hit Laguna more? I mean, Laguna, it seems like every time they get to him, they're forcing bargain, they're forcing heals, they're getting so much done very, very early. But, it just feels like the Moonkin is not nearly as effective. If you're going on the Shaman, you're draining his mana. If you're going on the Warlock, you're preventing a lot of the fears and kind of pushing him back and stuff. But, when they go on laser, it just doesn't feel like they're getting as much done. So, they're going to talk it through. They're going to decide, what really went wrong there. And I think there's not too much to take from that game for them, because I'm pretty sure they feel like we're in a pretty fine spot.
Yeah.
And, it was just kind of an overextension, got stunned up, and, good play by Bleached Bones, a bit of a misstep by 3 Amigos, and that can be all it takes.
So we are waiting on the map choice from 3 Amigos. They are discussing what went well and what didn't went well that last match. And of course, especially when it's that one moment at the end, unfortunate series of events, and Bleached Bone just landing that cap stun as Venruki was pushing up, and that led to the kill, with Sidu pretty far away. So I'm sure 3 Amigos knows that that's what happened, and they can work their way out of that.
Yeah, definitely. I do believe that it's still anyone's game. It's not like 3 Amigos is out of this by any means, but these series have been a lot harder for them than anticipated. I mean, when you compare historically the matches that they've had against some of these teams versus the matches they've had here at BlizzCon, just everyone is really stepping up their game, and all these series are so much closer. When you look at the games between Penny Fear Thought and 3 Amigos at regionals, that was just a complete stomp. It was 3-0. Every game was like 30 seconds, and then you compare that to yesterday. It was a 3-2. Honestly, could have easily gone in the favor of Penny Fear Thought. I think if they stayed in the room, they had that last game, and they would be, done. And then, traditionally, I know they've played against these guys a lot on ladder, and 3 Amigos basically never loses to them on ladder with this comp, and now up 2-0, looks like it was going to be kind of, day in the office as usual, right? Things that they're going as planned. But now, out of nowhere, Bleached Bones takes 2 games back, and we saw 1 reverse sweep. Now we're 1 game away from a 2nd European reverse sweep and an all-European grand finals.
Yeah, see? That guy told us Bleached Bones will come back.
He did tell us. Why didn't you listen, Jared? But yeah, so I mean, they're playing fantastically. Three Amigos needs to be on top of their game. They cannot afford to make any mistakes here in this final match. This is going to be such an important one. Both teams here are already guaranteed $20,000, but winning this one next arena match guarantees you $50,000 with the potential to get $120,000. So even if you lose in the grand finals after this, you're guaranteed $30K on one game of arena.
Oh yes. And of course, both teams really wanting to face off against Skill Capped, little grudge match all around from there. Of course, the team of Bleached Bones being able to play against them on live on ladder. But now that we've seen big shifts in the competitive scene where, we saw a lot of the Korean players playing on the North American ladder along with the Europeans.
Yep, definitely, and I think that's helped them out a lot. But we are in the game now, guys. It's going to be Dalaran Sewers. Three Amigos tied 2-2 with Bleached Bones. Let's hear it for these two teams. Whoever takes this one will be going to the grand finals to fight Skill Capped EU next. Whoever loses will be going home in 3rd/4th place. It is a very important one. Everything on the line. No games to give. Looney's going to be playing the Resto Shaman. He's paired up with Laser Chicken on the Moonkin. Laguna playing the Warlock. They're going up against Snuts, Venruki, and Sidu. That is the Three Amigos.
As Venruki doing the same thing as before, just trying to build those stacks early on, and Laser playing way more offensive than he did last match because of how small this map is, with the big fear onto both Snuts and Venruki, followed by the clone. Capstone comes out, Sidu drops, and he might be hit by it. Sidu in the bash also, as Laser's caught by that Capstone again. But look at the dots already coming out from Laguna, as Snuts isn't able to provide the same amount of pressure so far.
Yeah, not the best start there from Laser. Got out of line of sight into the howl from Snuts that broke up that bash. Then he gets in cap. Now he gets feared out of LOS. Really kind of a rough start for him. And you can see the pressure though over onto Sidu. Yeah, he actually dispelled Zue, I think twice there. Got very low. Had to pop a stone for him. He's under pressure now. And Laser Chicken's in hot pursuit. He wants to go after him. The NS clone comes out onto him. He's going to try to keep him low. Allow them to set up perhaps out of that. But Laguna gets feared up. He has to retreat as well. Venruki down low. Karma has to come out already from Venruki. That's a very early Karma, but he needed to use it. Laser Chicken though going to feel the pressure as a result of that with the offensive Karma. The dots being taken away onto Laser Chicken. He has to pop the Symbiosis shield wall. The dark shield wall. We do see that the Shadow Fury though comes down from Laguna. It's actually Snuts decides to shrink it, the Shadow Fury there. Venruki going to be able to get out of that. Sidu now hexed up. He has to sit through this. He's getting low. Venruki down very low as well. He doesn't have Karma. Disperse, the Diffuse does come out there, and he is going to be able to throw those dots back onto Laguna. So a double set of dots onto Laguna, but instead they go onto Looney. He's down 100K. Look at the burst coming in. He has no trinket. He's in trouble. Also. And Laguna's very low as well. Their coil comes in. Dark Regen comes out from Laguna. They're falling so far behind, but can they turn it around? Venruki has no cooldowns. The clone comes out on Venruki. That's the trinket. That's his last cooldown. But they want to get the kill on Looney. They're going to go all in for it. They're chasing him down. Will they be able to finish him off? If the Shadow Fury comes in, it connects on two. Sidu, if they can get him CC'd up, Venruki could be in a world of trouble. The Fortifying Brew comes out. That is the last of the cooldowns for Venruki. He's got nothing left. Bleached Bones stabilizes, and Three Amigos is in a rough spot.
As Venruki is going to port away. Having to DPS through that heart is really tough, even though they were almost able to score a kill. Bash comes out onto Sidu, who's down to half. Lots and lots of Star Surges coming out from Laser as the Starfall is up too. Looney is now finding time to start dispelling off those dots, but Snuts needs to get them right back up if they want to stay in the game, because there's no dots on the enemy team.
Venruki's going deep, but he has his Karma up in 10 seconds. We'll see if they can make anything happen before that. Probably not. He's going to just sit back for a little bit now, rolling forward. He wants to get back over onto Looney. Snuts being pressured heavily though. Snuts down to 300K. There's Venruki coming forward here. Does connect back onto Looney. Sidu now trying to move up in that Ghost Wolf, trying to get back to his team, heal them back up. Fear comes out onto Venruki. Has the Karma available now. Is Diffuse up in 10 seconds. Also, those cooldowns do rotate up pretty quickly. Shadow Fury Fear over onto Sidu. That one's tremored up. We see the in-cap over onto Laser Chicken. Venruki taking a lot of damage now. A nice Hex does land onto Sidu. Venruki trying to pull back, trying to hold on to those cooldowns if he can, and he will be able to do it with some nice positioning, but Snuts now in a little bit of trouble. No longer, as Sidu dispels the haunt, dispels the full dots.
It's incredible to watch Looney pull the playfield so far away from Sidu every time. When Venruki wants to push up, he has to make his way through both Laguna and Laser, and by that point, Looney's already gone.
Yeah, and Snuts now does get that gateway. You know, good patience from him. He gets locked out on the first one, just tries again, gonna land it successfully the second time. And Laguna actually put his gateway right on top of the opponents, which isn't something you would think they want in this matchup, but we'll see how that works out for them. Clone gonna land full onto Venruki. No dots on the team of 3 Amigos. Sidu has them fully clean right now, but the same is true on the other side. Starfall coming up here from Laser. He wants to get aggressive. Let's see what he can do. Snut's gonna be popping the Demon Soul. Trinket's active for him as well, trying to spread those dots around, doing a good job of it so far. Looney's fully dotted up. He's pulling back though, wants to get away from Venruki, but he's not able to do so just yet. The stun comes in from Venruki. That's the Trinket out of Looney. Looney gets the Cenarian Ward, but he's gonna be coiled up. He could be in some trouble here, getting relatively low. The Earth Shield goes up. In comes the MCS. Now we see the Fear over on a Venruki. That's the Nimble Brew. He pops the Tiger's Eye Brew stacks as well. Ascendance is popped here by Looney, but can he heal himself back up? For now he can. Sidu taking pressure. Snuts being pushed back as well. Venruki coming out of that clone at half HP. Bleach Bones is fully top, but Looney, he's not out of it just yet. I mean, he's trying to pull Venruki into LOS of his team, but at the same time, that allows him to be an easy dot target from Snuts, and he's taking a lot of damage, but the beautiful knockback, punching both Snuts and Venruki off there by Laser, and Venruki, though, right back onto his target, always chasing after him. Spearwalker's Grace has to come up here from Looney, working through those cooldowns pretty quickly. Now the Karma has to come out offensively there from Venruki. He gets feared up, though, by Laguna. Looney trying to get out of there. He's going to kite away, and he's doing a great job of it.
As Laser is going to be rolling back into his cooldowns pretty soon, which is going to be scary for the team of 3 Amigos. Snuts, again, the Dark Soul with the on-use Trinket, having to Dark Regen there to help out his team. The Haunt is landing on his Snuts. You know that they're going to be going for the kill on there, but Venruki sitting at 18 stacks, which means he just needs to wait for that Trinket as the Stormlash Totem comes out too, so it looks like they're going to put a lot of damage into Laguna, but every single time that they do, it's the clone again and again.
What a Shadow Fury by Laguna. He catches all 3 right on the leg sweep of Venruki as well, completely shutting down that swap over onto Looney, DRing the stuns also, really turning around the pressure. Venruki down to half HP. Snut's going to get dispelled up there by Sidu, so he is okay for now, but he's still sitting at half HP, and Laguna's going to get the dots up on him. Now the clone comes in on Venruki. Sidu's going to dispel the fear off of Snuts, but he does get redotted once more, just constantly putting out this pressure is Laguna. He's doing a fantastic job of it, playing the Blood Horror as well. Definitely something that, you know, is affecting those target choices from Venruki because he doesn't want to deal with it, but now out come the stacks from Venruki. A quick port though by Laguna. Too fast for Venruki, not able to get the stun before he gets out of there.
As he does get cloned yet again, it was the yard, so he sat through it, but look at the life of Venruki getting so low with the clone onto Sidu. Diffuse comes out right before that Shadow Fury.
Yeah, but he's not out of the woods just yet. If Sidu could get CC'd up, he could be in trouble. He doesn't have his Karma for about 15 seconds. 10 seconds now remaining on that. The leg sweep though on a Laser. So much damage coming out. Coil over onto Looney. Laser could be in some trouble. He blinks out of there though. With the Displacer Beast, he's going to be safe, and Venruki playing it a little bit careful himself. He knows that his Karma is back available now, so he could go offensive once more.
Drops his port behind, but look, Laser creeping up, trying to get that crowd control out to see if he can catch a Sidu, but Sidu doing a great job of staying behind the pillars constantly. Snuts getting that dot pressure out finally, both on Laser and Looney at this point. Venruki just trying to find the opening from this enemy team, but it seems like most of the match he's spent just chasing Looney around.
Yeah, Laser did pop his Starfall there, but the other team was pretty much on the other side of the map, so a bit of a wasted Starfall there, which can be pretty important. It's, you know, it does put out a lot of pressure. Both teams going to stabilize. Looney basically at full mana, though. This is a big role reversal. Sidu has always been the one with a massive mana lead. I mean, they're both close, but the fact that Looney's even close to even is very good for them. Venruki going to be going right over onto Laser. Will he be able to get anything done onto him? The Iron Barker, rather the Barkskin does come up. His Trinket does proc. Fist of Fury is coming out as well. And there goes the on-use Trinket from Venruki. He's getting him pretty low. Nice knockback comes down. The coil over onto Looney. Will that be enough to get the follow-up CC? No, not just yet. Ascendance comes out. Laser's in trouble, though. He does get a big heal. Spearwalker's Grace coming out there from Looney. Venruki low as well. Sidu desperately trying to top him back off, but a nice root beam comes out from Laser. Laser doing a great job. He's going to blink forward. He wants to get aggressive on Sidu. That's the Trinket from Sidu now. Venruki's so low. The Karma has to come out. Snuts low. Sidu low. Oh, the NS clone on the Trinket there. Beautiful job by Laser. He is shutting this down, and Snuts is in trouble. So is Venruki. They are all in trouble. We do see that Sidu, though, going to pop the Ascendance, trying to top his team back off. He needs to keep them aggressive on the Laser. If they're going to go for this strategy, they need to keep the pressure on before Sparkson comes back up. They have 25 seconds, and they could be in trouble right now. He's going to pop the Symbiosis Shield Wall, feeling the heat as Venruki does get cloned up.
And he has to sit this season. He cannot Trinket this yet. You know, he really needs to save it for those defensive times instead of offensive. 10 stacks up onto Venruki, so he'll be waiting for that Trinket proc to use it, as Laser does have his Trinket up, using the Stampeding Roar to get behind out of position, and they're doing such a great job of kiting on this map.
Oh.
It seems like even though it is 3 Amigos pick, it's just Bleached is decimating it positioning-wise.
Yeah, but Looney into the Howl. Does he have a Tremor available? It doesn't look like it. Laser going to have to pop the Barks in there. What do you see Venruki getting a little bit low? He has the Diffuse available, though. Snut's in trouble. Snut's down to 300k, to make it 200k. Sea-Doo struggling a bit as well. He was in the root beam. He did get locked. Dark Regen has to come out. Venruki held up at 100k. He's in big trouble. What's he going to use? Diffuse comes out from him. Everyone falling so far behind on 3 Amigos. Sea-Doo has a lot of work to do. The Healing Tide's going to help, but will it be enough? Triple Shadow Fury coming in there. That's going to force the Tricky from Venruki. Feeling the pressure as the bash comes in on Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo could be going down here. He's down to 100k. Venruki down low as well. The Link going to get dropped, but is it enough? They're all rotting. Sea-Doo needs to pick them back up, and he needs to do it right now. Heart of the Wild is active. Sea-Doo dispels the way, but his team has got to get out of there. Will he be able to do it? Venruki has to pop the Karma. Sea-Doo needs to get back to him. He's rooted on the other side of the map. Venruki could be going down here. The Karma's about to expire, and he's in so much trouble. Fully dotted up, but they're going all in for the kill. Will they be able to finish him off? Not just yet. Laser gets out of there. Snut's down to 80k. Can he survive? Snut's is at 50k. This could be it for 3 Amigos. Oh, he forced out, but he's down to LOS. He's down to LOS. He gets Shadow Fury. This is going to be it, I think. Sea-Doo's trying to give him up, but I don't know if it's possible. The UA spell comes in. The Hex. It's going to be it. Oh, no. The Trinket comes out from Sea-Doo. He kicks out of there, but I don't think Sea-Doo has his game. Venruki's at 80k. He's alive. They're all alive. And Sea-Doo pulls off the miracle. Are you kidding me? They are all alive. Looney, Virginia, and Laserkin cannot believe it, but Sea-Doo has done it. He has done the impossible once again, but they are not out of the woods just yet. Snut's down low, 100k on him. Sea-Doo still really needs to top him back off. Snut needs to get out of there. He's He has no HP. Venruki down so low as well, 20k, 6k. Are you kidding me? Venruki may go down. He's in so much trouble.
Oh, the Dispel on the Shadow Fury on top of it too. They're all low. 3 Amigos needs to pull this out. Look at the man on Sea-Doo. He can do it. He just needs to pump those heals out.
The triple howl though comes in. I think this is going to be it for them. The bash is on Sea-Doo, the full hex. Venruki's at 60k. Snuts is going down as well. There's the disperse coming out. The diffuse comes out from Venruki. Sea-Doo needs to stop them all back off. He has his Beerwalker's Grace active. Somehow, some way, they're still alive, but it's 35% dampening. They're all at 100k. Venruki's so low. What does he have left? He has nothing. The Karma comes out. Sea-Doo at 20k. Sea-Doo goes down! And that is it. 2 reverse sweeps from Europe, and the grand finals have been set. It's an all-European affair. Bleached Bones will be meeting Skill Capped, and 3 Amigos are going home.
Wow, what a map. That Bleached Bones did an incredible job of kiting that entire time.
I can't believe how well they played that series. Just absolutely incredible. Taking 3 straight games against a team, that was favored against them. Everyone was saying, the Windwalker Lock Shaman is going to beat this comp, and they just played incredibly well. After the first 2 games, no links coming down in either of those 2 games. It looked like it was going to be a quick 3-0, but little did we know they had this in them. I mean, so close in that final game, able to stay alive, for quite a while when it looked like it was hopeless, but still, they just could never recover. And we're going to go to the replay and show you those final moments once more. Everyone on 3 Amigos so low, just Sea-Doo unable to pick them up one last time.
And so, I mean, look at the hit point bars. Look at how low Snuts is already. Sea-Doo with the Dispel, he had to Dispel it at that point because those dots were so huge. And I mean, look at how low Venruki got on there. And it's just, at this point, because they didn't have the turnaround pressure, and Venruki had 3 stacks and, just nothing ready to turn it around.
And this is really, what sealed it. The triple Shadow Fury into the triple Howl. Sea-Doo gets bashed out of that, and it was that CC. He just couldn't get the heals out. Now a full Hex coming out. Just way too much. I mean, there's a diffuse from Venruki, and they're still alive somehow. I mean, Venruki's not Sea-Doo working so well together. Sea-Doo has the mana, but he never has the time. And they just interrupted him so well, shutting him down, never allowing him to get his team pumped back off. You could see he had the Unleash up there, but it was not enough. Stacked on top of them, the procs coming out from Laser, from Laguna, and just, wow, incredible play from this European team. And I mean, it looked like, with the matchups, both European teams could get eliminated before the grand finals. Instead, we have 2 reverse 3-0s from the European teams, and we have a grand finals, man. These are the 2 teams. They have not lost a series in this entire tournament. Both these guys went 2-0 in the groups, straight through, then fell down 2-0 in their first series on stage, looking like they're going to get blanked. And out of nowhere, we have, you know, the comp switch from Skill Cap DU taking 3 mirror matches in a row against one of the best WMDs in the world. And then to follow that up, we have a team down against, you know, a comp that's extremely tough for them and playing so well, taking 3 straight games against them, a team that, you know, everyone was thinking was going to make the grand finals and playing, you know, big spoilers to the kind of hometown favorites.
Yeah, and it, you know, it was quite an exciting match. You know, that VOD of the last one, if you play a Shaman at home, watch Looney's positioning non-stop.
Yep.
Blazer just did such a great job of letting him kite the entire time.
Yeah, just incredible stuff. But I cannot wait to hear what they have to say, and we have them on the stage with Zoe.
Thank you very much, guys. So, Bleached Bones is in the final, ladies and gentlemen, where they will meet Skill Capped. And once more, before we're going to talk to you, I want to hear a massive applause for the guys from 3 Amigos. What a fight. And seemingly, this is the semi-finals of the comebacks. Once more, a team pulls it back after a 2-0. What were your thoughts? Did you feel like, okay, you still got a chance? Because the team over there, they looked so dominant the first 2 games. What went through your head right there? How do you think you actually kept the calm to come back there?
I don't know. It wasn't really over. They won the 2 first games, but the first game was really our game, and then we lost because we just did a small mistake. And then we lost the second game because another mistake. And we just got our shit together and we played good and we won.
You did indeed. Now, Skill Capped is the opponent you got for the finals. What are your thoughts on that?
It's going to be our hardest game for sure.
Well, that's good, because we want to see more of those intense, close games. So congratulations, guys. That was incredible. And I'm so happy to see you guys back in the finals. And before that's going to happen, we once more going to take a look at the brackets so you see what happened today here on stage. As we did have the guys from 3 Amigos already playing here just against those 2 guys, and the game we saw before that was Push from Korea, and they unfortunately got eliminated by Skill Cap, but it was absolutely brilliant. So we are going to head into the grand finals of the World of Warcraft Arena World Championship here, so don't go anywhere, stay tuned. The finals are about to happen after a short break.